Hello YouTube, Beath here back, another kicking comic book haul video. Oh, I've got a lot of comics, guys. We've had free comic book day. This will be the free comic book day haul, by the way. Free comic book day! It's a little song I wrote. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff, and there's more comics, the graphic novels over there, and there's comics over here, and there's comics under here that I haven't read yet. But first we're going to talk about this stack. This will be today's stack. All we're going to talk about today is this stack of comics. So, these other stacks gotta wait, because I'm so far behind, and there's still like 2 or 3 weeks of the comic shop I haven't bought yet. I'm so busy, you guys. You don't even know, man. I'm trying to get into the film industry, so it's crazy. But first up, My Little Pony, Fiendship is Magic, number 4, the 5-week event. So it's over at the time I'm filming this, but I think this is the last one I read. I don't believe I've read the Queen Chrysalis one yet. But this is for Luna, aka Nightmare Moon, really just for Nightmare Moon. And it's after she's banished and what she does on the moon. She's like infecting people's dreams, fighting Princess Celestia in her dreams. And it was pretty cool, actually. Lots of feels. Very nice. And then Convergence number 3. Don't remember what happened in Convergence number 3. Let's check it out, shall we? It's been a while since Oh, okay. Yeah. You're... Spoiler alert. He dies! Thomas Wayne Batman dies, which really pissed me off because I like Thomas Wayne Batman. But yeah, it's the Earth 2 guys that are dominating this comic, so. But yeah, so Batman, Dick Grayson fought all these different Batman villains, and another spoiler, Dick Grayson was paralyzed just like Barbara Gordon by the Joker and a bullet, oddly enough. But yeah, it's like all these Batman villains and stuff just took. Oh, there's yeah, pretty crazy, insane. There's Batman and the Outsiders number 1. I didn't get the regular cover. I hate these covers. I hate these covers with the half the face and then the color. I hate them. They're so boring. I love cover art. It's beautiful, but this is just. I get what it means with the older Universes stuff going away, but I don't like the way it looks. Didn't really like this comic that much. I am hoping that number 2 is better. I don't know if I've already bought it, but I definitely have it. I have it. Yes, I have bought it. Yeah, I have it. But whatever. And what happened in this? Oh, right, Gangmore. Yeah, so Amazing Spider-Man Spiral Part 2. Spider-Man and Wraith are out fighting these gangs and stuff, and Wraith seems like is on her way to the anti-hero life. Mr. Negative's kind of manipulating her a little, it seems like, because she's tried to bust criminals, and they're getting out on like circumstantial stuff, and it's no good. But yeah, Spider-Man's trying to like keep her from becoming an anti-hero, but she's so close to being an anti-hero, and everything's just spiraling out of control. Gangs fighting for Tombstone's turf and etc. Then Godzilla Rulers of Earth number 23. This was actually a pretty cool issue. King Caesar versus Batra. King Caesar, they portray him really well in these comics. I like how they give him an air of intelligence, because he's kind of an intelligent monster if you think about it. Very neat. I mean, look at this. Look at that mofo. Yeah, King Caesar's cool. I'm so glad Bandai Creations made a figure of him. Look at him go. Look at them all fight. Very cool. This, if you're going to read one Godzilla comic ever, this is the one to read. I mean, Kingdom of Monsters and the regular Godzilla series have lots of the backstory, but just Wikipedia that stuff. Read this title. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Batman Arkham Knight number 3. Haven't read it. I haven't read it. I have no idea what happens in it. Because the comic shop didn't get number 2. They ordered it, and their supplier never sent it. So I don't have issue 2. Do not have issue 2, so I haven't read issue 3. I gotta find an issue 2, order one off eBay or something. I haven't read issue 3. And then now we got to the free comic book day stuff. All new, all different Avengers. I'm definitely going to read this title when it comes out. It's got Thor, whose identity's already been revealed. I wasn't really that shocked, honestly, but I was shocked as to her medical condition. Iron Man, new Captain America, Falcon, really dope. I'm digging him, actually. I'm really digging him. Vision, who's coming back into the forefront. And then 3 characters I really love up front and kind of relate to in weird ways. Miss Marvel, who's dope. Miles Morales, who's dope. And Sam Alexander Nova, who's dope. I love these 3 characters, and I like how they kind of got these newbies still with these veterans up here. And this comic is really, really good. It's really, really good. And it's kind of like Inhumans thing in here too. And Inhumans are pretty cool now. I used to not like the Inhumans, but now they are pretty dope. Inhumans are really cool. They've pretty much replaced the X-Men, but that's another Max Ride thing there too. But one of the reasons they've replaced the X-Men is because one, lots of people feel like the metaphor for the X-Men doesn't hold up even more, even though its racism metaphor is still actually pretty relevant, sadly enough. But then there's the Inhuman thing, which honestly I think could easily be a metaphor for homosexuality. Because you're quote-unquote normal for a while, and then you become something that a lot of people don't accept, and you have to come out and people figure out you're something that they didn't know you were before, and then they don't accept you for it. It's like coming out of the closet and then your family and friends disowning you. So I don't know if they did that on purpose, or if the artist in me is just looking too deep into it. But that might be it. Also, Marvel is canceling a lot of X-Men books because they want the movie rights back from Fox. So there's that too, more selfish reason. But this was a very good preview issue, and you can probably get it for free on digital download. And Secret Wars Zero, which is pretty cool. I am getting the Secret Wars comics, but I haven't read any of them yet. And they got the whole Attack on Titan crossover in here. So that's pretty dope. But they've got just lots of stuff going on with the Illuminati. Seems like every time the Illuminati does something, they just screw up. But yeah, you got a lot of people fighting Superior Iron Man, Miles Morales, and you got just lots of heroes. I don't recognize some of these characters, but fighting in that schism, Ultimates and stuff, pretty dope. And then DC Divergence, which is post-Convergence stuff. And this kind of revealed who Batman was and everything to me. Batman, not really a spoiler because they're promoting it heavily now, but and also by the time this is up, will be several issues in. Issues of him as Batman are already out by the time I'm filming this. Some definitely are right now. This is the date, 2015. So Jim Gordon's Batman for this company. Superman's secret identity has been revealed by Lois Lane. Screw her, right? I didn't like New 52 Lois Lane much anyways. Even though she wasn't really that different. I actually don't like Lois Lane that much, to be honest. I would not be her friend, I don't think. But yeah, so he's just Superman full-time pretty much, because everyone knows he's Clark Kent. And then we finally figure out stuff about Darkseid's daughter. I thought that Red Demon Lady was going to end up being Darkseid's daughter forever until that issue where it explained her backstory. But yeah, it turns out Darkseid's daughter is half Amazon. It's going to be Darkseid War is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, there's Jim Gordon coming Batman. So I'm glad I didn't find out who it was until I read this, so I could actually have that surprise. But there's Darkseid's daughter. And there's this prophecy. She's going to just screw everything up. I cannot wait to read Darkseid War. I'm not getting the individual issues now because I'm behind in Justice League and stuff. But, oh, look at that. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Then Jurassic Strike Force 5, which is a little free one-shot. Pretty fun. Pretty fun comic, actually. I can't read all these. I don't know if it's an ongoing series or whatever, but I couldn't read them. From Silver Dragon Books. I wouldn't be able to afford to read it anyways because I'm so deep in Marvel, DC, and IDW. But it was kind of like Ninja Turtles or Street Sharks or something like that, but with dinosaurs, which would make it better because dinosaurs are the coolest. And it was a real fun story. I really enjoyed reading it. This could be a kid's show easy. I'd watch this with my kids if I had any. Hopefully that'll never happen, though. And then The Tick. I love The Tick. I love The Tick. I love The Tick. I love The Tick. I loved him as a kid. I love him now. Love The Tick. Love Arthur. I love him. And this is a really deep, cool comic. There's Tick's old sidekick, who actually seems like he'd be a pretty cool C-list superhero in real life. He's pretty dope. But, you know, just a funny little story. I really dig The Tick. Are they bringing The Tick back? I heard they were bringing The Tick back. I love The Tick. And then this Pokemon story was actually really boring. It's Pokemon XY. I didn't even finish the game. Like, it's, you know, manga style. Quote unquote backwards. Which isn't really backwards. It's just different culture. And then this weird other little comic in the back with Emerald. But honestly, I didn't enjoy this one. It was real boring. There were no Pokemon battles or anything in it. It was so stupid. And then Terrible Lizard was really good. Another free comic, Terrible Lizard. They're like giant monsters and stuff, and this T-Rex gets brought back from the past, and it bonds with this lonely girl, and they fight monsters, dude! It's really cool. I'd love to get a graphic novel of this. It seems like a really, really cool title. I love the book. I loved this book. It was so neat. And they're like, the giant monsters in it are kind of cool. Let's see if, where's the one that was at the end? I mean, see, there's the T-Rex and stuff, and I shouldn't be showing you the insides of all these comics, but look at that, like, oh, look at that mofo. That's a cool looking monster, right? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I really enjoyed Terrible Lizard. Then I picked this up. I shouldn't have. I have this comic already. I had it already. It's that free comic that came out kind of before Superman Unchained, where he finds that Kryptonian kid and gets his parents to help him adopt him and stuff. See, it's really good though. You should read it. Superman Last Son of Krypton Special Edition. Secret Wars previews. I did not read. I have not read. Like, I've read descriptions of what's coming up in Secret Wars, but I didn't read all these comics in this thing. I don't know if I read any of them. I should at least go through and read the Spider-Man stuff. Spider-Man's my boy. Did I read this? I don't think so. Nope, that looks really cool. Yeah, this all looks pretty cool. But no, I haven't read this. So let's just put it aside. It's just previews. And this is like a promotion for Legendary Comics, which is kind of starting to come up. They seem like they actually have some really cool titles. But what's coming up that interests me, you see Tactic Ronin here? Tackett Ronin. Jaeger. Pacific Rim. So I really just got to see what's up with Pacific Rim. So I got to see like a few panels from the upcoming comic series, which takes place after the graphic novel, before the movie. As you can see, really neat. Really neat. But I cannot wait for that. I love comics, and I love kaiju and mechs. And then Doctor Who, Three Doctors, not real great. I didn't expect it to be real great, but, you know, they're free. Get what you get, right? Didn't really enjoy this at all. I don't really like Doctor Who comics. This one was, like, these companions seem really cool, but I wasn't into these little free stories. This one was alright. With the new Doctor Who I haven't watched a lot of, because I don't watch Doctor Who anymore because I don't like it very much. But, if you're a Doctor Who fan, go ahead and get it. This Bob's Burgers comic was hilarious, though. I mean, it was really funny. It was really funny. I really loved this comic. It was so funny. I love Bob's Burgers. It just gets better. It's just a show that keeps getting better. This is really clever and funny, and I loved it. I loved it. I love these characters. I love them. They're so average. Like, people-wise, but they're wonderful. And then Fubar, which is about, like, zombies in different parts of history. So it's like George Washington fights zombies, and, who is this fighting? Is this Patton? Is this Patton fighting zombies? Yeah, it is Patton. I remembered. But yeah, all this zombie fighting and stuff. And it's like there's the Nazis dropping capsules full of zombies on enemy territory, which is pretty cruel. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it for the most part. Then Convergent Suicide Squad. I just have to say, I really loved these Convergence. No, I say loved because I'll have read them all by the time you watch this, but I'm loving these Convergence side stories. You know, I've heard people complaining because these comics aren't necessary to understand the main event. But that's why they're so great. The reason they're so good is because you don't have to read them. They're their own contained stories, and you don't have to buy 2,000 comics just to understand one story. You can either just read the main Convergence title and understand everything and not worry about it, just know what happens with the DC Universe. But if you want, you can read all these side stories about like alternate dimension versions of your favorite characters and stuff, and they're only each 2 issues. Each one's just 2 issues, so you don't have to worry about buying all these comics that line up with each other. You can just read what you want. It's great. Thank you for doing that, DC. Thank you for not putting your pee-pee in my bumhole. That's what Marvel does. I gotta buy a lot of Marvel comics that I don't want. But, this was actually pretty cool. I don't know how they're gonna control Cyborg Superman. Actually, I don't really see him controlling Bane that much either. But here they are. It was neat. It was neat. I liked that kind of older Amanda Waller. And then I got Convergence Blue Beetle just because the Question was in it, and the Question is my boy. This classic kind of Question. I don't really like the Trinity of Sin Question that doesn't have memories. I like the conspiracy theorist Question so much more. And I really hope they make a movie or TV series for him because I think he could really work it. A TV series with him would be great, I think, actually. But I didn't like this Captain Atom. Blue Beetle was, pretty normal for Blue Beetle, actually. But it wasn't that great. It was okay. I hope part 2 is better. The part 2s of all the part 1s I'm showing you are already out. I just gotta buy some of them. But it was whatever. Batman issue 40 was so good. It was so insanely good. Normally I just read comics in the order of whatever my stack is, but I took this one out of the stack first and read it because I knew it was going to be beautiful. Scott Snyder can write, dude. Capullo can draw. And the whole creative team is just wonderful. Such a good title. Oh my gosh. Huge spoiler. Not really huge though. Batman and Joker, dead. And they're dead right now. They really are dead. They are dead. As far as Scott Snyder is concerned, these 2 are dead. He does not intend to bring them back to life. As long as he's writing Batman, he is done with those 2 characters. At least that's what I hear. Could be trying to fool us, but it really seems like post-Convergence DC is... They're putting it out there. They're trying new stuff, and I applaud them for that. And the way that they're going to be handling comics from now on seems like it could change the industry, maybe, if it's popular enough. But this was such... Do you mind if I show you some panels? So much has just changed. So much happened in the Endgame story arc. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. So good. Justice Society of America, number 1. Not into the variant, as I said. I wish I got the regular cover, but I couldn't. Very cool. I really enjoyed it because they lose their powers under the dome, obviously. And they realize how old they are. And then Dr. Fate gives them a second chance. I love Dr. Fate. I love Alan Scott. I love these guys. I love them. I love the Justice Society, and I miss them so much. I miss the old Justice Society so much. And then here's Crime Syndicate, number 1 or 2. It was alright. The crime students kind of lost their powers and they're on the run because they can't defend themselves as well. And there's the execution of Superwoman also. I don't think she's dead. But they're fighting the 1 million. DC 1 million. Which is kind of neat. The 1 million... I had a few 1 million comics that I read. They didn't seem bad. The 1 million Batman was cool. And he's really intense in this one. But yeah, that's the Crime Syndicate. I gotta read part 2 of that. And Convergence number 4. I did just read this like a day or two ago. So, you know, the current like Earth 2 Justice Society is fighting bad guy here from Skartaris. And he's kind of like tricked them into thinking he's a good guy, but now he's got like all this unlimited power and he's gonna set Brainiac free, which is bad. And I think that's something that happened in the Superman title, but I don't know what, like Superman trapped Brainiac somewhere. Maybe Mr. Terrific. He might be in like something Mr. Terrific created because there was a big T on his prison. I don't really know what happened with Brainiac, honestly. I got Telos here, or whatever his name is, who's like a creation of Brainiac's sentient planet, but you know, it's whatever. But quick recap. Convergence number 4. Crime Syndicate Convergence number 1. Convergence Justice Society of America number 1. Batman number 40. Convergence Blue Beetle number 1. Convergence Suicide Squad number 1. Free Comic Book Day Fubar. Free Comic Book Day Bob's Burgers. Free Comic Book Day Doctor Who. Free Comic Book Day Legendary Comics. Previews for Secret Wars. Free Comic Book Day Superman Last Son of Krypton. Free Comic Book Day Terrible Lizard. Whoops. Free Comic Book Day Pokemon XY. Free Comic Book Day The Tick. Free Comic Book Day Jurassic Strike Force 5. Free Comic Book Day Divergence number 1. Free Comic Book Day Secret Wars number 0. Free Comic Book Day All New All Different Avengers. Batman Arkham Knight number 3. Godzilla Rules Earth number 23. Amazing Spider-Man Spiral Part 2 issue 17.1. Batman and the Outsiders Convergence number 1. Convergence number 3. And My Little Pony Fiendship is Magic number 4. That's it for those comics, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below. I know this was a long video. I'm really sorry. But thank you all so much for your patience, and I'll see you all later.